वो तो आसान है. They're basic. Python is मुश्किल नहीं है. Okay, anyway, so yeah, we were talking about expression. Obviously, the way people express in social media and self-expression has changed. For example, people previously, traditionally, media such as print and television or radio were the mode of expression that was used 2 decades back. Now, in these last 2 decades, we have seen lots of other platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and people are able to express themselves in a lot different way. Your vlogs is one of the most prominent expression. Live streaming, okay, short videos images can be made. So images can also make a very prominent way of expression. So yes, expression has actually impacted through lots of ways. We have creative art. Oh, one second, my battery is weak. We have creative arts and digital tools. Now, what do we mean by this? Creative art, digital tools. What do you think? Yes, Adi, what do you mean? तब तक मैं लगाऊं ये. What? Yeah, how has this changed? So initially, what happened was digital art. Exactly. So why are we discussing an expression this? So the way people now express in art has changed. Absolutely. Okay. So our artists, musicians, creators, traditionally they used to paint. They still do sculptures, but now obviously it has changed a lot. We can use graphic softwares, bitmap based or vector based or 3D modeling softwares. Okay, and through this they can actually express. Even apart from that, there have been other ways in which art digitally can be expressed, such as NFTs. You remember what NFTs was? NFTs basically it was that monkey thing. Yes or no? It started in Japan. NFTs. Huh? Okay. So yes, digital art that you can purchase. You're right. Okay. So NFTs or non-fungible tokens are unique digital assets verifiable on blockchain. So it's just like your Bitcoin thing और उसके NFTs के मैं आपको commonly दिखा देता हूँ. ये this one. This was the most common NFT that you had. जी. Yes. बस करती है because of thank you sir. जी. So yes, इसके अंदर there is some detailed information within an NFT. Uh, जी. Right? So let me come back to this. Although NFT was not discussed, जब discuss होगा, I can come back to this. Then we have is impact. So obviously, artists can now combine visual art, sound, and animation in a more creative way. Memes and internet culture. Okay, so obviously you do know this. Memes have been a very different way in which digital communication has grown. Uh, Ironically, people can also talk about things. Okay, so communication initially was very formal. Okay, which was presented in TV shows, comic books. Now, actually, memes, images, videos can be used as an online expression. It could be used in a very serious, offensive way as well. Okay, so it could be spread across different platforms to convey one's message. Exactly. Okay, so it's a very different way in which your communication can be spread. Online activism and social movements. So Black Lives Matter, Me Too. So there have been lots of activist movements. पहले आपका क्या होता था? You used to have is uh, लोकल इवेंट प्रोटेस्ट फॉर्मल होते थे, पैम्फलेट्स के थ्रू आप करते थे. So now obviously in social media and digital platforms you can hashtag different social movements, and since hashtag is used to widespread these, they can actually spread in a lot of way. Websites may, if you remember, we used to use the word keywords for the website to become more optimized, जिसको हम search engine optimization कहते हैं, SEO. Well done. Now SEO from websites has changed into, or not, I would not say change, वो still अपनी जगह काम कर रहा है, in social media hashtags. Okay, so that is one of the way to spread your messages. Hashtag. It's a very powerful tool to basically spark the social media with anything you want to spread. Collaborative platforms for creativity. We have yeah. So we have Wikipedia, GitHub. How do you know what GitHub is? Yeah. So open source project काफी सारे. Okay. How come GitHub is better than Wikipedia? Can you edit everything in GitHub? No. The, नहीं तो मतलब Wikipedia में you can. So this doesn't make this very authentic. This makes it, GitHub makes it more authentic. So it's a collaborative platform where programmers, developers, कोई भी कोई भी creativity का काम कर सकते हैं. So multiple people can access the documents and they can collaboratively work on it. नहीं, अब आप इंटरफेस डिजाइनर्स भी इस पे काम कर सकते हैं. अब आपका जिस तरह वो है, you guys use it a lot, Discord. Exactly. Discord बना किस लिए था, अब का यूज हो रहा है. Exactly. स्कूल सिर्फ नहीं, अब तो इवन एग्जाम्स में, पेपर्स में कोलैबोरेटिव काफी ऑफिशियल भी होता जा रहा है. ओके. वैसे अभी भी मतलब आई एम नॉट यूज टू डिस्कॉर्ड. I feel Discord is very unfriendly interface. You don't tend to go around, है ना? नहीं समझ कि how does it work? It's very disorganized. Yes. नेपाल के जो इलेक्शन भी हुए हैं, डिस्कॉर्ड पे हुए हैं. Proper election, yes. And the minister was chosen on Discord. Yes. Gen Z के protest. I didn't do a lot of research. Let me verify this thing. ये देखो. नहीं. Who is this
A
here
few
guy?
days
Can I trust
back, I
him?
made a video about Nepal and how it was having this big revolution. It's a big protest going on. They were burning buildings and marching in the streets, doing all this crazy stuff. And if you don't want to see what's
I
going
want a better person to. Yes. I'm not being racist, but when Nepal's PM was picked on Discord chat room. Yeah, I know, but that's the point. Unki information is free. But you get the point. Was actually elected through Discord. It's everywhere. Right? Okay, fine. So, no, but no. What his question is, maybe there was there's a facility available to do a open questionnaire होगा, marking होगी, selection of, maybe you can design a form. Google form भी तो Google form भी तो use सकते हैं. Why Discord? अच्छा ठीक है. Okay, collaboration. So virtual reality and augmented reality. So yes, Artists before used uh, different ways. Now AR, VR and AR have been opened new dimension for expression. VR allows artists and collaborators to build. So obviously, let's say an artist or even an architectural engineer, they want to create something. So VR could be used to express whatever they want to construct. So their expression has changed. They could, before they actually develop something, they can actually express it with virtual reality. Okay. So yes, it's again a expression that is going on. Digital storytelling and literature. Yeah. So storytelling was largely linear and confined to digital formats like novels, plays, films, which was really good. Now you have is webcoms हैं, serial storytellings हैं, blogs हैं, and most of it we have is your YouTube videos जिसके through this is done. You can play it on the phone. So the way digital storytelling and literature used to be narrated has digitally changed a lot. So expression from a manual has changed in more to blogs and digital writing platforms. हाँ, exactly. सब खत्म हो गया. Which is I think so not good. It should have been there, है ना? It was good for kids. अच्छा, where? ये इधर भी था ना इधर राइवल रोड पे भी है. हाँ, true. Digital music and virtual performances. So yeah, music distribution was limited to physical CDs, live performances. Now Spotify, I never use it. SoundCloud. There are lots of ways you can do it. In fact, if we talk about digital music and virtual performance, बहुत ज़्यादा change हो गया. Okay, so expressing uh, or distributing music has changed a lot from your serial tapes, CDs. अब उसकी ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. अब आपका सब डिजिटली क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग का पड़ा है, एप्स हैं जिसके थ्रू यू कैन वॉच इट. ओके. You can also have live stream concerts. पहले नहीं थे. So if you have a concert going on, you really don't want to go there. Live stream option available होती है. You can even join that. Okay. If we talk about, okay, identity, what is meant by identity? Identity basically मतलब होता है कि one's own identity, it's our digital footprint. So अगर हम बात करें कि online personas and self representation with respect to social media profile and avatars actually are your identity. क्या मतलब? पहले होता था identity was largely shaped by face to face interaction, physical presence. Okay, that's how you could identify. अब सोशल मीडिया ने थ्रू फेसबुक इंस्टाग्राम allow users to create created versions of themselves. Avatar, बात आपको समझ आए होगी. You can actually make your own avatar and that could be your identity. Right? Yes, exactly. ठीक है. So your identity has been transformed into different ways. Give me more example of identity. क्या हो सकता है? आपकी identity किस तरह transform हुई है? In social media, if you're on social media, how do you identify yourself? As you or different? Hmm. 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 Yes. मगर हम बात करें कि हम आपकी जो आइडेंटिटी है, which is your physical presence, आप बात ही कर रहे हो, ठीक है? That has changed. Yes, exactly. बिल्कुल. उसकी बात भी बिल्कुल सही है. यार ये मैं सुबह क्लास से गया था, सुबह से ही हो रहा है. 4 टाइम प्रोजेक्टर बंद हुआ और 4 टाइम मैंने ऑन किया, आधे घंटे क्लास. Hmm. Yes, yes. Hmm. Yes, बिल्कुल ठीक है. अच्छा, you know what Reddit is? Reddit होता क्या है? But उसमें you don't really need to prove your identity, है ना? जी, exactly. So your identity doesn't have to be proven. ये लाइट क्यों बार-बार जा रही है? ये आपकी कौन सी क्लास हो रही है? इस वक्त मैं ओह यस. हम्म. अच्छा, so अब अगला पॉइंट डिस्कस करो. खैर प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है. इज anonymity. You know what anonymity is? Exactly. So वही मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. So अगर हम बात करते हैं, if we are talking about what identity, so identity in anonymity such as Reddit, उसमें चेंज हो गया. I mean, you don't really need to identify yourself. You get the point. Okay. Can you turn? You can turn it on. Can you? Thank you. Yes. They don't have this. Yes. True. So, digital identity and authentication. Identity verification was typically physical, requiring identification documents like passport, driving license, or signatures. Now, Google and Facebook allow users to log into Google, especially. You don't really need to. You can use your Google account to log into many of them. Yes or no? Right? आप नोट किया होगा. Log in with Google because you just need to verify who you are, and that's enough. So, apart from that, your identity and authentication has changed a lot for the past 3 decades. So you have fingerprints, you have is biometric verification such as fingerprint, such as your retina scanning, such as your other biometric information. So वो तो बहुत बदल गया. So a digital identity has come in various forms, right? Digital divide and identity. Okay, not ठीक है. मैंने कहा था ना सुबह में बहुत disturb हुआ. तो वेट करो. ये 3-4 दफा होगा. अच्छा, वैसे हम एक्सट्रोपोर्ट डिस्कस कर सकते हैं आदि. सो देखो, डिजिटल डिवाइड एंड आइडेंटिटी अगर हम इसकी बात करते हैं कि हाउ आइडेंटिटी एंड डिजिटल डिवाइड को लिंक करते हैं हम. सो पहले क्या होता था? Identity was often shaped by access to resources and opportunities within one physical community. अब क्या हो रहा है? अब आपकी जो है let's say unequal access to digital technology. अच्छा, let me elaborate more. Okay, how do you think so with the evolution of technology, people can access information, okay, uh, more. इससे पहले बात करूं कि identity was often shaped by access to resources and opportunities within one's physical community. आपके पास जो access है physically किसी resources का, that was limited. अब क्या हो गया? Now you have a lot of digital tools available on the internet, जिसके through you can uh, represent yourself online. ठीक है? This divide disproportionately affects communities, rural populations, and developing. ठीक है? The divide can cause social inequalities and influence how people perceive themselves in relation to others. Those who are excluded from digital world may feel isolated or marginalized. Those with access may experience enhanced opportunities for learning. You get my point? आइडेंटिटी उनकी चेंज हुई है कि नहीं हुई? कहने का मकसद ये है कि अब ये है कि आदि फॉर एग्जांपल you are someone who is too much into IT, you have a lot of knowledge of IT. Uh, because of that, you know what NFTs are, you know lots of other things, compared to someone who doesn't have the access to this. तो वो तो डिजिटल डिवाइड आ गया तो उनको सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं होगी. ओके तो वन वंस आइडेंटिटी ऑफ नॉलेज वुड बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड. ओके सो पहले तो ये था कि अगर इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है मोस्ट ऑफ देम वुड हैव इट. If you don't have a laptop, if you don't have a phone, if you don't have internet, for example, Korea, North Korea, South Korea, North Korea, they are not connected to the World Wide Web. Don't you think so? Their identity has changed a lot for the past so many years. नहीं कर दो ना. How would you compare? नॉर्थ कोरिया की बात करते हैं. अगर हम उनकी बात करते हैं, the digital divide and identity with the case of North Korea. So if we compare it with the rest of the world, नहीं मगर हाँ. But the point is, the information that they have is biased, is limited, is not shareable with everyone. So their identity is being compromised. Yes or no? Okay. थोड़ा सा confusing है मगर get the point. Identity with digital divide. How does it get affected? Can we have more example? Think of it. मैंने नॉर्थ कोरिया का एग्जांपल दे दिया. हम्म. हम्म. जी. आइडेंटिटी इफेक्ट होती है. बिल्कुल सही. हाँ. बिल्कुल सही. अच्छा ये मैं आई एम टीचिंग यू थ्रू माय ओन नोट्स. ये बुक से भी एक बार हम go through कर लेंगे. दे आर डिफरेंट. ओके बुक के वाले. ओके कल्चर आइडेंटिटी एंड ग्लोबलाइजेशन. ओके पहले जो कल्चर आइडेंटिटी थी वाज टाइड अप विद वंस लोकल और नेशनल कम्युनिटी विद ट्रेडिशन लैंग्वेजेस कस्टम पास थ्रू. अब क्या हुआ है इंटरनेट सोशल मीडिया. अब यू वुड सी इज गेमिंग कल्चर. You would somehow see kids of a very young age, they would be talking about norms and traditions of some other culture जिसका मुझे भी पता नहीं होगा. मतलब आपने कहाँ सीखा ये चीजें? How do you know? Through this. So culture identity due to globalization has been affected a lot. We are not talking about whether it's good or bad. No, we're just talking about has it changed the culture identity? Yes, it has. For example, because Pakistanis they like watching a lot of Indian movies, they have compromised their identity a lot. Yes or no? Okay. So आप बल्कि यूं कह लो अब तो इवन आपके ब्रिटिशर्स when they watch Indian movies, their identity has changed because of globalization. Okay, when communities get interacted. So yes, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter obviously has shaped the way music, art, languages across the border, right? So digital global communities, जिसको हम कहते हैं, the formation of digital global communities um, have been hybridized. Okay, in hybrid form they have merged. Hybrid form क्यों? एक उनका अपना, एक कहीं और का, दोनों merge होके आपने एक hybridized standard बना लिया. So yes, digital footprint and reputation. So reputations were built and maintained in specific communities, and mistakes or past behaviors were often forgiven over time. Yes or no? Pele. In digital world, every action, whether it's a post, comment, or share, leaves a digital footprint. This is why people delete their posts in a while. because they don't want a digital footprint to remain there for a longer time. But then it does affect the identity of one's. Okay, search engines, social media platforms, and even casual online interactions contribute to person's online reputation. It does. Exactly. Employers, universities, and even potential friends or partners may look into someone's digital history before making a decision about them. It's very important. Yes, absolutely. So इसकी बहुत एग्जांपल्स आ सकती हैं. Okay. Uh, मगर इसमें ये भी है ना, a single misstep or conversational comment can harm someone's reputation. ये in a way इतना अच्छा भी नहीं है. Sometimes even wrong information about someone could be spread because there is no way to verify. So identity can be compromised. We could probably have an argument on this, okay, how digital footprint and reputation of one, or you evaluate this. Okay, so digital footprint are good and bad as well. Depends on how digital footprints are used by people. So, okay, fluidity of identity in virtual spaces. इसका मतलब क्या है? You would know actually. Gaming में आपको पता होगा, ठीक है? Identity was fixed with individuals being tied up to single set of features, nationality, gender, career. अब क्या virtual world में role playing games में individuals can create identities, experimenting, appearances, World of Warcrafts. So I think so. If you're into games, you probably have more idea about this. Okay, virtual spaces may you can actually change your identity a lot. Give me more example. You're into games. How? मगर उस पर आइडेंटिटी से चेंज होती है. आइडेंटिटी से चेंज होती है उसमें. हाउ डू चेंज दैट? जीटी में कर सकते हैं. Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Yes. उसमें कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. You know, बताइए आपको सारा याद रख. अब आप देखो. Call of Duty, you're right. Should have mentioned that. Best example. जी. अच्छा, अब बता दी. अभी आप सोच रहे होगे कि yes, ये सर सारा कॉमन सेंस वाली बातें हैं. But the point is, all this which is common sense, we have to remember these points. You would get a question where you will be asked to explain this with any three of the concepts, such as expression, such as space, such as identity. इन तीनों को यूज करते हुए आंसर इट. So since you would have enough knowledge, आप सिनेरियो से relate करोगे and you will give them. Yes, exactly. Identity and surveillance, social credit systems and data tracking. ये तो आपको पता ही होगा. Identity and behavior were monitored primarily by governments or local communities. Last time discuss कर रहे थे through limited means such as police records and stunning. Now surveillance. Last time हमने इसकी बात की थी. हमने बात की थी हांगकांग की. Remember? Okay. In countries like China, social credit systems are used to monitor citizens' behaviors, impacting their access to services based on their digital interactions and reputations. Do you know that? This actually happens. Pakistan में अगर implement हो जाए कितना अच्छा हो. Even in democratic societies, data tracking by tech companies and governments. Okay. So yes, the idea of digital identity is not only shaped by individuals but also constructed by external forces. So personal data is used to create profiles for marketing, political targeting, or even law enforcement. Actually, they do it for two means. One, to control the law. One is that they want to make sure by having all the data about individuals, they can have a control on the citizens. असल मकसद तो ये ना कंट्रोल, ये हो गया 5 6 दफा होगा, मेरा बड़ा टाइम वेस्ट हुआ सुबह। हाँ। अच्छा। मैं रैंडम प्रोजेक्टर में मैसेज डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ। आपके पॉइंट थे पूरे बेटा। बट अदिल, ये अभी आपका सबसे पहला टेस्ट था एंड वेरी बेसिक। अब जब while I'm teaching you concepts, the next thing I'll teach you is how to relate the content with the concepts and then answer. This is where it becomes tricky, and this is where I have to tell you कि आपके मार्क्स कहाँ कर सकते हैं। पहले तो अब मैंने आपको जो क्वेश्चंस दिए हैं, they were straightforward. Straightforward मतलब if there were 10 points and you had explained, I cannot cut your marks. नहीं सर, मैं check नहीं किया। मैं आपको ट्यूसडे को I'll give you, ठीक है? So very soon we will have a test. Instead of Tuesday को I would relate the concepts with the content. I'll give you an example. ठीक है, अच्छा किया था तुमने? तो आपने पहले पढ़ लिया था? ओके, चलो वेरी गुड। हम्म। अभी नहीं लगाए, मैं संडे को लगाऊंगा। हाँ जी। यस। पावर क्या है? आई थिंक सो, आई डोंट हैव टू। हमारा नेक्स्ट क्या है? पावर। व्हाट डू यू थिंक सो पावर इज? कंट्रोल। सो वन ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट की is power. Yeah. So decentralization of power during the time of Zia वगैरह जो भी आप बात कर लो, it was limited because major news channels could be blocked. Government institutions could have to actually control the flow of information, and they were very easy to do it, limiting the ability. Yes. अब क्या हो गया? Now you can, seriously, अब क्या हो गया? Yes, YouTube and Facebook have actually decentralized the power. मगर इस पे भी आर्गुमेंट होने वाला है। It's not that कि every time it's good. It's not that by decentralizing the power we allow things to go the right way. At times, by decentralizing the power, things can go wrong as well. You agree with me? For example, yeah, um, I think so. Governments, to a lot of extent, uh, at times, not always, should have a control. Their powers should be centralized. Hmm. Let's think of an example where decentralization of power. हाँ, मैं रिकॉर्डिंग ना करूँ एग्जैक्टली। अच्छा हाँ, फिर मैं करता हूँ। Yes, so I can actually